Hey, hey, flies. I'm gonna drop the link, but is Lisa able to get in here if she's not a member? Because there ain't nobody watching. I don't think anybody cares, so we may have to take it off members only. Let me find out. Give me a minute, you guys. All right, sorry, I'm getting started very slowly over here. Okay, I need to find a banner. Hold on, I had my chat pulled up somewhere else. Okay, give me a second, Lisa, because I need to stick a banner up here.
All right.
Let's just do that one for now. Okay. This says Q&A with Lisa J. Hashtag Sassy Pants has something to say. I tried to rhyme. Now, the only reason I put it on members only is so that way you're not being taken away from answering the questions with people saying stuff in chat. So if somebody wants to ask a question, they can do it the proper way this time. So let's start at this. Do you remember what year you lived on Don Wells and Pam Wells' property?
It was back in 2002.
Okay, and you met Pam Wells how?
I do believe I met Pam Wells through her daughter.
Frances?
No, Pamela.
She had a daughter named Pamela?
Yeah.
Pam Wells had a daughter named Pamela?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's pretty interesting, huh? Okay, so around 2002, you met Pam Wells, and you met her because you were homeless and you met her at the church or something, right?
No, I'm sorry. I met Pam Wells way before then.
You
I
met,
lived at Pam Wells' house in 2002 in the shed.
but you, wait a minute, you met Pam Wells through her daughter, Pamela? Is that what you just said? Did you just, hang on, did you just say you got you got me on, Lisa, you got your YouTube on?
Yeah, no, I got my roommate. She's got the TV up, so I had
Okay.
to.
All right. So are you now let me get this right, because this is what I heard you say. You met Pam Wells through Pam's daughter named Pamela.
Yes, years ago.
So did Dawn and Pam Wells have this daughter Pamela, or was it Pam Wells's daughter from a previous marriage?
It was from a previous marriage.
I don't know why I thought that you met them at a homeless shelter or something. But
No.
that's okay. Okay, so about 2002, you moved into what you call the shed.
Yes.
Now, who all lived in the shed in 2002?
Me, Greg, Francis, and Greg and Francis's two children, the guy that I was with, and a baby that I had.
Okay, well, who was the guy that what was the guy you were with's name?
James.
Okay. Now, which one of these individuals is called the boogeyman?
Greg McCorder.
Okay, so he was the boogeyman.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you this because I know a lot of people are curious about this. So, exactly when did anything bad happen? You got your YouTube on. I can hear myself.
No, hang on just a second. Let me get her to turn the TV down a minute. Hey, Randy, can you turn that down for a second, please?
I know when I hear
I'm
myself.
on a panel, and it's coming through the YouTube thing.
Okay, so Greg was considered a boogeyman, and that was Pam Wells's daughter Francis's husband.
Yes.
Right? Now, at some point, did Francis and Greg in the house and Pam?
Not that I'm. Greg and Francis, did they live in the house with Pam?
Pam and Dawn. At any
No, they
time.
lived in the shed.
They know. Okay, so they never lived in the house, but they lived in the shed. And they had two kids. You had one, and you were living there with your boyfriend James at the time. And Greg is who is known as the boogeyman. Now, that was 2002. How long did you stay in the shed? Oh, she's gone. She be gone. She's gone. And I don't know why. All right, we'll give her a minute to come back. If she don't come back, I will have flies, put it back on subscribers only mode, and we will talk about something very sad that's going on right now in the world. Let me find it. This is a picture of the fire. Oh, wait a minute, she's back. Hold on. This is the smoke from the fire. Okay, so now, Greg was the one
Sorry about that.
considered.
I booted myself off panel trying to open the chat.
The chat's not on there yet because unless they've got relevant questions for you, I'm going to question you. So, okay, so this Greg was the boogeyman. Now, you lived in the shed in 2002. When did you okay, now I'm gonna have to ask you a couple personal questions, Lisa. If you don't want to answer them, that's totally up to you. You know, tell me it ain't none of my fucking business. What year did you actually lose your child?
In 2002.
Was that while you were living in the shed?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna ask another personal question. Was the reason you lost your child due to any inappropriate behavior by anyone on
No,
that
ma'am.
on that whole premises?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so there was another reason.
Yes, it was because I was homeless.
Okay, but what did the baby's father not like the idea that you were living in the shed with the baby? Or if you got a roof over the baby's head and you know everything like that, why would they just take the baby because you were homeless?
I don't know. There was a report that had been made about me and James living in a shed, and they gave the wrong address because we were homeless.
Well, I understand you were homeless, but if there was a report made,
There was a report of any kind of weird stuff going on.
it was just a report that you guys were living in a shed with a baby.
Yes.
Was the shed not properly, I mean, were there not individual rooms and things like that? Was it just like an open floor plan shed?
There was one room, and then there was like a kitchen area. It was like a small shed.
Right.
It was about the size of a garage.
Okay. So why did they feel that environment was not sufficient to take care of your baby?
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
But I do know that it was not due to anything that Greg had done, because all three of the kids were taken.
Oh, they took
And
Francis and Greg's children too.
yes,
Okay, so they took all three of the kids that were living in the shed.
yes.
Did they give them a reason why their kids were taken that you remember?
No, not that I remember.
Okay. So that was 2002.
Yeah.
What year do you remember what year that this Greg the Boogeyman was when he did his nasty stuff?
I do believe it was in 2010 that he was arrested.
2010. And I know that these records are out there. These records have been pulled. I think you can
Yes.
find them on possibly Nana's Angels, or I'm sure Programs put them out. Justin, I think, may have put them out at one time. So those records on this Greg guy, they are out there.
Yes, they are.
So, and you said it was from around 2010.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's 8 years between 2002 and 2010.
Okay.
Where were you throughout that 8 years? Were you?
I was homeless. Well, I had moved into an apartment in 2003.
Oh, okay. 2003, you moved into an apartment.
Yes.
Okay, but let me ask you this: from 2002 through 2010, how many times had you even seen this Greg guy or Francis or anybody on the street, or stopped in to say hey or anything like that?
I didn't have contact with them for a long time.
A long time is
Several years.
okay. Several could be. So you're saying throughout 2002. What about what time frame was the last time that you ever conversed with them?
Right after the kids were taken.
Which was 2002, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then you moved out in 2003.
Yes.
And you're saying you had no more contact.
I moved out in 2002 because me and James had stayed a month with Greg and Francis.
Okay.
And then after the kids were taken,
and within that
we
month,
moved
you
out.
guys all got your kids taken?
Yes.
Within a month, you guys all got your kids taken?
Yes.
And the reason was homelessness?
Me and James's was homelessness. I don't know why they took Greg and Francis's kids, but when they took Greg and Francis's children, me and Greg and Francis were not, and James were not to correspond.
Wow, that's okay. All right, wait a minute.
We couldn't even go to court together. Our court dates were like, when they took the kids, we could not testify against each other in court.
Well, something had to have been happening, Lisa. They don't do that just for homelessness.
Yes, they do. They take your children when you're homeless.
They took your children because you were homeless, but then they turned around and gave you all a no contact order.
What? They didn't give us a no contact order. They just said that we could not correspond.
Well, that's no contact. If you can't talk to each other, that's no contact. Yeah, I mean, okay, all right. Let's just move on past that a little bit here. So in 2010 is when you say the boogeyman got arrested.
I do believe it was in 2010.
Okay, so do you know what year or he got arrested for touching a little girl, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you had no contact with Francis or this Greg guy from around the end of 2002, 2003 to 2010.
Correct.
So once they took the kids and you ended up with a no contact order, which, okay, I got some questions about that, but I want to just move on here a little bit. So when he got arrested for touching that little girl, you're saying you had not seen him for years.
Right.
Was there anything that happened that may have made you have any idea that the possibility of, some bad shit going on? Was there any red flags at all when you were living in the shed with these people?
No, there wasn't. There wasn't anything that was going on. Any kind of.
Were you guys doing dope or something?
Huh?
Were you doing drugs at the time?
No.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm trying to, okay. So but you basically are saying that you had no fucking idea what this Greg dude had done. You wasn't nowhere around at the time, and you had not seen them for years.
Right.
You didn't see him in passing or wave to him or anything like that. You just never, once you left that shed, you never seen him again.
Right.
Which meant that you never seen Don Wells and Pam Wells again after that, or Candace, right?
Right.
Because what you're saying is that when you met Candace and she came and started hanging out with Don, you were homeless at the time. Okay, you were already living in the shed, and then you met Candace and she comes to Don and Pam's, right?
Candace had moved in, I do believe it was several months after me and James had moved out of there.
Okay, so, but I thought that's how you met Candace. I thought you were living in the shed and met Candace, and that's when she got with Don.
Candace was homeless.
Yes, I know she was homeless.
And that's how I met Candace.
And at the time Candace was homeless, you're saying you were homeless too, and you were not living in the shed at the time.
Right, I wasn't living in the shed whenever I met Candace.
Where was your baby?
I met Candace A while before I moved into the shed.
So you're saying you knew Candace a while before you had your baby?
Yeah.
So, okay, wait. Okay, I'm trying not to confuse myself here. So you knew Candace. Okay. Okay, so you said you only lived in the shed for a month,
Right.
and you were living in the shed when you met Candace. Did she
Right.
immediately move into Dawn's house, Dawn and Pam's house?
No, she didn't immediately move in there.
Well, I mean, they kind of had eyes for each other and shit, right?
I guess.
I mean, did she ever stay in the shed?
Not whenever me and James was living there, she didn't.
Was it? Wait, I'm confused. I'm confused. All right. You only lived in the shed for a month.
Yes.
You met Candace way before you even had your baby.
Yeah.
You were both homeless.
Yeah.
Then you have your baby. Now, was Candace pregnant at the same time?
No, I don't think so.
Because remember, I thought before she got with Dawn, she had given a
She was
baby.
pregnant before she got with Dawn because she had a baby.
Okay, so Candace had her baby, and you knew her then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you both are homeless. You end up having a baby, and you already know Candace, who, oh, so wait, Pam Wells's daughter, Pamela, is the one who, what, took you to Dawn and Pam's house for the first time?
Yeah, that was
I didn't know.
years before.
I didn't know there was a daughter named Pamela. I'm sorry. That shows you guys how much I look into a lot of this stuff. Hey, Poppy. Okay, so just to keep myself not confused here. So you already knew Candace before. You knew Candace when she got pregnant and had to give the baby up, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then you and Candace are both homeless. And you meet Pamela, Pam Wells' daughter. Does Pamela take you to introduce you to her mom and Dawn?
She did that years before all that happened.
Years before what?
Before any of that stuff with the kids ever came down.
So before you moved into the shed, you already knew Dawn Wells and Pam Wells and Candace.
I didn't know Candace. I knew Candace before I moved into the shed. Okay, we were all homeless. Me and Candace and James and okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So
I was 18 years old whenever I met Donnie and Pam.
Okay, you were like 18
when I met Donnie and Pam.
Okay, all right. I'm not trying to make you mad or anything. I'm just trying to understand. So you were about 18 and Candace was young too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because she was a little bit older than you.
No, Candace is younger than me.
Oh, she's younger than you.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's probably 2 or 3 years younger than me.
So when Candace met Dawn, she was underage?
She's probably about 20, 19, 20, somewhere in there.
Well, if you were 18, ding dong, that would make her older than you. That's what I said.
No, Candace is younger than me. She's like 2 or 3 years younger than me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so when you met Pam and Dawn, you were about 18.
Yeah.
But when Candace met them, she was already over 18.
Yes.
So basically, you already knew Dawn and Pam from her daughter Pamela. You have known them years earlier. You met them years earlier. You
Correct.
also knew Candace from years earlier.
I met Candace probably, oh God, maybe 2 or 3 years before. Because I met Candace, I think, yeah, it was 2 or 3 years before I had Camden.
Which is the baby you lost in the shed.
Yeah.
And you only lived there a month in the shed.
Huh?
You told me that you and James only lived in the shed for a month.
Yeah.
You lived there 4 weeks, and within that 4 weeks, you had your child, and they had their children taken away.
Yes.
Okay, so I guess what I'm asking you is, when you met Candace when she was younger, was there an affiliation that you were knew that you knew Don Wells and Pam Wells? Was there any talk about that at all? How did Candace meet them?
I do believe Candace met Donnie and Pam through Francis.
And how old was Francis at the time?
I don't know.
But you were introduced to Don and Pam through Pamela, right?
Yes, years ago.
And that was Pam Wells's daughter.
Yes.
Then Don and Pam had Francis and just Francis, right? No, they had the 2 other ones too.
They had Margie and Donnie.
Margie and Donnie. And then Francis was what, Don's daughter?
Francis was Don's stepdaughter.
Which was Pam's daughter.
Yes.
So not only was there Margie and Donnie, but there was also a Pamela and a Francis.
Yes.
Never knew about. I guess I've never paid no attention. Didn't know anything about the daughter named Pamela. Okay, anywho, no big deal. So, you had not seen this Greg Boogeyman for, what, 7 years?
Yeah.
7 years or more?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay. All right, anybody got anything? Yeah, that's why I'm confused too, because I thought you had told me that you met through Francis too.
Yeah.
Well, why are you saying Pamela?
Yeah.
Why are you saying Pamela now?
Girl, that was years ago. I do believe it. Francis was the one that brought me to the house.
But you already knew of them through this Pamela.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. How long after you met Candace did you move into that shed?
It's about 2 or 3 years, somewhere in there. I don't remember. That was like years ago. But we were all homeless.
So you only live in the shed for a month.
Yes.
When Candace moved in with Dawn, you were living in the shed.
No, I was not living in the shed whenever Candace moved in with Pam and Dawn.
Oh, so okay. You had already moved out?
I had already moved out, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I this boogeyman shit is what gets on my nerves because I know you say that you didn't see or know about this guy for many years or whatever. But I thought at some point, I thought you said that they actually lived in the house, is what I thought you said.
I think, as a matter of fact, I think Greg and Francis lived in the house with Pam and Donnie, and then they moved out of the house into the shed.
With you, James, and the baby.
Yeah, because they were already in the shed when me and James and the baby moved in there.
Oh. So you're saying that when the boogeyman started doing his messed up stuff, you're saying that you hadn't seen him for quite a few years when
Right,
he did that.
right.
Then you're saying you had also moved out of the shed before Candace got with Don Wells.
Yeah, I wasn't living there whenever Candace and Donnie hooked up.
That's an easy question, Mama Bear. I'll answer that here in a little bit. Yeah, Candace was okay. So I guess this is why, because Candace was about, I believe, young when she joined the carnival. I think in Wisconsin or somewhere. I would have to look at my notes. This is more about. Yeah. Okay. All right. No, she said she's older than Candace.
Yeah, I'm older than Candace.
Well, if you're older than Candace and you were 18, Lisa.
I wasn't 18 when I moved into the shed.
You are saying you were 18 when you met Don and Candace.
Right. I was like 25 whenever I moved into the shed.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, okay. That makes a difference.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, see, this is what I'm saying, Lisa. It's so easy when you don't go into detail how people are taking some of this stuff and just doing all kinds of stuff. Yeah, because if Candace was younger when you first met, how did you first? Okay. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Because you said you at 18, you first met Don and Pam through Pam Wells's daughter, Pamela.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so there were really 4 children in Don Wells and Pam Wells' relationship. Frances, Pamela, um,
Little Donnie and Margie.
little Donnie and Margie.
Mm-hmm.
And Pamela was the oldest.
Yeah, Pamela's older than Frances.
Okay.
I don't know how much older, but
So how long were you out of the shed? Me too, Lee. Me too. Okay. Okay. So you said you only lived in the shed for a month. You didn't see any red flags with
there was
this.
nothing like that going on. I don't know where these stupid people are coming up with all this crazy stuff. There was no SA and craziness going on.
But you all
My
had your.
child was not taken due to it being SA'd. It was a newborn baby. Come on.
But they took the baby because you were homeless.
Yes, they took the baby because I was homeless.
But I don't understand this because if Francis and Greg had their 2 kids taken away, I don't understand why they would make you tell you guys you can't have any correspondence.
Because they all the kids were taken away at the same time. We could not go to court with each other, is what I mean. We could not go to court and testify
For each
against
other.
each other in court. We couldn't
Oh,
testify. Greg and Francis couldn't discuss our case, and we couldn't discuss anybody's case. None of us could
well,
even testify against
because
each
of the
other.
children being involved, right?
Yes.
So you're saying, okay, when you met Candace, let me ask you this. When you first met Candace, you met Dawn and Pam at like 18,
Right.
which would have put Candace at the time of being like 16, if she's younger than you. So when you met Candace,
Candace was introduced to Donnie and Pam, I do believe, through Francis. And I don't know what happened between him and Candace. I wasn't there. So I can't say either way. Between him and Candace's relationship, whatever conspired, I don't know. All I know is it was said that Mama Pam threw a hot cup of coffee on Donnie because Candace was outside sitting on the porch with Donnie and they were making out on the porch.
I mean,
She
that's
brought,
okay. Well, I'm not worried about that. That's common knowledge. I mean, we know that he ended up with Candace. We know ended up with Candace.
I do not know how old Candace was whenever her and Donnie got together.
Well, if you were 25 when you moved into the shed, what age would you estimate her being at?
About 22.
Okay. Right? But this is what I'm saying. You knew Candace way before you knew Don and Pam first.
Yes.
You met Candace later. She was
Yes,
homeless.
she was homeless.
When she was homeless, was that after what? Can you kind of give us an idea of what was going on in her life? Had she just gotten to Arkansas? Had she, just a little bit to get me grounded on what time thing this was?
I don't know much about Candace's life.
Okay.
But I do know that Candace was hooked up with whenever Candace was hooked up with Joe John, whatever his name was, Joe John, they were living together in the woods.
But this was, I guess what I'm asking is that after because she was married at a young age. She married an older man she met at the carnival. From
I don't
my
know
understanding
about her marriages. I don't know how many times the girl's been married, how many times she ain't been married.
This is what I'm saying. Allegedly, grandma goes and gets her because she's a substance abuser and brings her to Arkansas, right?
From what I've heard, yeah.
From what you've heard, but you don't know for a fact.
No, I don't know that for a fact.
But there was no mention of her mother or anything when she was homeless and you met up with her.
No.
Her mom was not around, right?
No. I've never met her. Well, that's something to put out there on panel.
You've never met grandma at all. Okay. All right, let's get into all right, give me some questions, you guys. Give me some questions. Because I think it's kind of confusing. So let me break it down. Lisa is saying that she knew Candace way before that she lived in the shed. She is saying that her boyfriend James, Francis, and Greg all lived in the shed around 2002. Around that time, all 3 children were taken. 1 was Lisa's, 2 was Greg and Francis's. After she moved out of the shed is when Candace hooked up with Dawn, right?
Yeah.
So you
We
wasn't even
wasn't in
around.
the shed with Candace whenever Candace and Donnie hooked up.
So you wasn't even nowhere around when Candace hooked up
No,
with Dawn.
I was not anywhere around whenever Donnie and Candace hooked up.
Okay, well, I think that's probably where people are getting confused too. Because, see, the way that it sounded is that, number one, you were living in the shed when Candace was at that home. Okay.
No.
Also, people are trying to distinguish about this Greg the Boogeyman, and they're saying that Greg the Boogeyman was your boyfriend.
No, Greg the Boogeyman was not my boyfriend.
Okay.
Me and Greg has never been together.
Grandma Candy was running the motel or hotel or whatever it was. And Candace's boyfriend was deceased, right?
Candace's boyfriend had died.
Were you around her at that time?
No, Candace had been gone from the 7 Hills for several days.
What?
The girl that lived at Candace's house with her boyfriend, I don't know what conspired there, but there was a girl that was living in the apartment with Candace and the guy. And the girl had went down to 7 Hills looking for Candace. Nobody had seen Candace in a few days.
But she was pregnant.
Yes, she was pregnant.
Where'd they find her?
I think Candace went back to the 7 Hills and people were telling her that Joe John died.
She didn't even know her fucking boyfriend died?
No.
How horrifying is that? Were they seeing each other? I mean, were they together?
Candace and Joe John were living together.
They were together.
Yes, they were living together in the same apartment. The girl was living there with them. The girl woke up and she found Joe John dead.
And Candace was not there.
Do what?
Candace was not there.
No.
Girl, give your friend an earpiece. Give her one of your ear things if she wants to hear me.
No, she's talking on the phone.
No, she's not. I can hear my fucking self, Lisa. Come on.
I can open this camera. She's talking on her.
Okay, anywho, let me finish this, okay? Candace knew he had passed away, is why she gave the baby up for adoption, is what I thought. No, I wasn't sure about that stuff.
The baby was taken away because Candace tested positive for drugs.
Okay. So she did go to the hospital. Y'all are driving me fucking nuts. Okay, so anywho, let's get into this. And I don't want to mention people's names, okay? For real. But Candace and Dawn come to Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
You went and met Candace at a church in Arkansas.
Yes.
Okay. Now, around that time, you did go meet with them. I hate to even ask you about because I've heard about it. Let's all right. See, this is what fucking bothers me because there's all these three-way fucking phone calls and shit. So you are convinced to go and meet Candace at the church, or did you do that on your own free will?
I did that on my own free will because me and Candace had talked a day before then. Candace wanted to go and have this little prayer vigil thing for summer. Okay.
Right.
Just me and her. She didn't want me to video it at all.
Okay. Well, what's wrong with that?
I don't know, but she did not want me to video it at all.
Were you asked to video it by anybody besides Candace?
No.
Okay, so and I'm sorry, this is just me. I don't find that to be a big deal that Candace didn't want it recorded. I don't find that to be a big deal, but that's just me. Okay. I mean, you're talking about people, even though Candace probably remembered you from years ago, you were still like a stranger to her, I'm sure. And it was probably a, taking her back in time shock when she seen you anyway, for real.
Right.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so you go meet Don and Candace at the church.
Mm-hmm.
You leave the church.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you go after you leave church?
I got on the bus and went to the mall.
Was you by yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you're by yourself. You meet Don and Candace at the church. You get on the bus. You go to the mall. Later
and
on
then I went back home.
And then you went back home.
Mm-hmm.
So later on in the evening, when there's a woman and 3 kids, and Candace is doing a live, and she's talking about.
Hold on a second.
Okay. All right. I'm la 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 la. You guys want to hear some elevator music? These boots are made for walking. That's just what I'll do.
Okay, I'm back.
Where's Seven Hills at, Lisa?
This in Fayetteville.
In Fayetteville.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so but basically when Dawn starts seeing Candace, the only way you're hearing these stories about Candace messing with Dawn on the front porch and all that stuff is through who? Who's telling you all these stories?
Do what now?
When you hear the stories, because you said you wasn't there when Dawn met Candace. When they
I hear them through other people.
So it's hearsay.
Right.
Arkansas, Mama Bear. So basically, you knew Candace years earlier when she was homeless. You never seen her again until Summer went missing, and you met her at the church. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
I mean, you had talked to her how many times before you met her at the church?
I had talked to her several years before. And the last time I had talked to her, besides meeting her at the church, was the day before then.
Right.
And that was on Summer's prayer vigil day that we met up.
But you had talked to her before that.
Yes, a day before then.
And you
And
hadn't
that's
talked to
when she wanted to
and
go
you
have the
and
little prayer vigil.
okay, have you talked to her since?
No.
So I don't know, because all the stories I kept hearing, everybody was trying to make it out like you and Candace had been friends for years.
I hadn't even seen Candace in a long time
Nobody said,
until that
Lisa.
day we met
Wait,
up at the church.
wait, Lisa. Lisa K. Nobody said she had a kid while she worked for the carnival. Nobody
No.
said she had a kid while she worked for the carnival. I didn't say that. I said she met a man that she worked with at the carnival. An older man. My God, Lisa K has something to say. Actually came into my chat. Well, go tell Flies about it. Why are you gonna make it like I'm telling misinformation? I think that me and Flies had a conversation about it, and I corrected her at the time. Jesus, Lisa. You want to take a link? Y'all gonna make me holler tonight, ain't you? Y'all all are gonna make me holler, aren't you? Lord have mercy. So, Lisa, what you're saying is, so basically what you're saying is you knew Candace a long, long time ago. You hadn't had no communication with her whatsoever freaking ever. Even when she was living with Dawn and Pam, you did not communicate with her, right?
Right.
You did not communicate with Candace for how many years before Summer went missing? How many
I
years?
take that back. I take that back. I talked to Candace right after Josie was born. Her and Donnie's oldest son. When he was a baby, is the last time I seen Donnie and Candace. So I have to like.
No, you told me about that. I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, that was the last time I seen them before they moved to Tennessee.
Right.
And he was like 6 months old.
Okay. And you just never was around her long enough to have a conversation about her prior husband or losing her kids.
No, we didn't talk about any of that kind of stuff.
Right. Mm. All right. Okay, girls. Oh, let's all get to fighting up here. Y'all want to fucking fight? I'll fight all of you. I don't give a shit. One of those nights for me. Let me tell you, this shit makes remain calm. No fucking money at all. I'm telling y'all right now. Okay, so basically, you go meet Candace at the church. She probably feels a little uncomfortable, right?
I'm sure she did.
Lisa. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna come over. She said fucking Pam's daughter. Pam's daughter's Frances. Who brought the boogeyman? You need to, hey, lock down with April C. You need to, wait a minute. Wait. Hold on a minute. You know what? I'll answer that, April, as I am showing you right on out the door, girl. Goodbye. Goodbye, lockdown with April C. Good luck on the YouTube streets. Didn't miss you any at all. Okay, anywho. So basically, you hadn't seen them for a long time. You had not seen Candace for years. Okay? Everything that you knew about Candace
The last
and
time I seen Candace was when Josie was
you're
last
cutting
time
in
I
and
seen
out.
Candace
You're
until,
cutting in and out. You're cutting in and out. Who
The last
introduced
time
listen,
I seen Candace was when Josie was a baby.
oh, you actually seen her
Up
when
until
Josie
the
was a
time.
baby.
Can I please hear that? Never mind, I'm going outside so I can hear this. I've got to go outside.
The boogeyman was already with Francis. So lockdown with April C. Why don't you go ask Don Wells or Pam Wells who introduced the boogeyman to her daughter? Sounds like weird shit, right? No, I blocked her. Are you kidding? That girl don't like me anyway. I don't know why the fuck she's over here and asking a question like that. It's called common fucking sense. All right, Lisa, who brought the boogeyman to Francis?
I don't know how the boogeyman met Francis.
Okay, answers that question. Yeah, okay. Oh, Lisa, be quiet. Did you come in here to argue? I'll argue with you. Because, yes, ma'am, you have said a lot of things. Maybe you didn't mean to say it the way it came out that you don't have receipts for. So, okay. I mean, for real. Let's not go there, Lisa. Okay, anyhow, Lisa, other Lisa. Okay. So basically, what made you come out on YouTube and
Because people, what made me come out to YouTube? Because people were stuck on the same thing about the wells. I didn't necessarily come out to YouTube to talk about my child or my child being taken away.
but you knew that was going to happen because you all were doing that to other people. I mean, not to sound like a bitch, but the thing about it is, Lisa, you know, you opened yourself up for all them people.
Yes, I did. I did. I admit I opened up myself for that.
And how can you say that it's not okay that people wanted to dig into your background when you all didn't hesitate to dig
Well,
into
dig into my background. Pull all that
No,
information
that's
out.
not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying. I will talk lighter because I hear myself. But anywho,
Hell, I can't even hear all
But
this
I'm-
thing
but
anyway. I have to go outside. Hold on. I gotta mute this.
Lord help me, Jesus. Jesus, take the wheel. Jesus, take the freaking wheel. Oh, Lord. What do you mean? If I make it public, it is what it is. What are you trying to say? I need a piece of candy really bad. I need candy. I want candy. Girl, me too, Pink Lotus. Jesus needs to take the wheel. Look, I'm going to tell you what the problem is. And I told Lisa this, okay? She's went on so many different channels. And, you know, things get kind of wonky, right? And people take things and, you know, turn it into whatever they want. So, basically, when you met Candace at the church, you had not seen her in years.
Right.
Now, because, you know, just, I don't even know. I don't even know, girl. Your problem is that you were not anywhere around when Candace was doing that live on Daisy's channel. She was sitting at the bottom of the motel, hotel, what the fuck ever, and they called the law on her. You were
Right, I was
nowhere.
at my
You were
house. I was at
nowhere
my
around.
friend's house.
Okay. So all you're saying is if people are going to talk and say that
Then
you.
get their stuff correct.
Okay. They need to get their stuff correct, she says. I don't know. I need more than that, little Dad. I may start drinking after this. Lips may be right. I may turn into a drinker. I don't know. So you people are just what? Tell me what the end of, let me ask you this, Lisa. So you pretty much met him at the church. You hadn't seen him for years. I could see why Candace was a
Where's
little
my ladder? There it
uncomfortable.
is.
Then you would let me use.
What else you want to say, Lisa? Anybody else have any questions for Lisa? Your big thing was somebody saying that you kidnapped a lady and her kids, right?
Yeah, which was a lie.
Okay. Lisa says that's not true. So that's
I
what
never met this lady in my life. Never seen this lady in my life until this lady was popped up on a panel. And I'm tired of people putting out there that lie out there.
Okay.
You know?
Well, I've told you this, I have, that sometimes when people are saying horrible things about you, sometimes you just need to get away from that, from that environment. And remember, I asked you, Lisa, I said, look, you go into other people's chats, right? And what you told me, yes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, does anybody bother you or call you out in these other people's chats? You told
No.
me no, right?
Right, they don't.
Oh, okay. Quit fucking worrying about it.
I ain't gonna worry about it anymore.
Well, you
Because
just have
I know what was put out there was a fucking lie.
Well, this is just my opinion. Sometimes you got to step outside an environment that you're used to. And I'm not telling you to quit talking to people or, being friends with anybody. You be friends with whoever you want. But, sometimes when horrible shit's being said, sometimes you just got to step outside of that, environment and get away from it for a little while. Now let me say this, as far as with Dawn and Candace, whatever is being said about them and that woman and them kids, I don't know where you would have a beef in that.
I don't either. Because I never even knew the lady.
Personally, I want everybody to know right now, I don't have a fucking dog in this fight. I don't give a fuck about any of them people. Okay? Not one fuck about any of them. The whole lot of them. Don't give a shit. But Lisa felt that, she needed to get some questions answered. And so, what have I forgot? You told her the same thing, Mama Bear? Jesus, Lisa, are you not fucking listening to nobody?
Yeah, she did too.
I told you
She
that
did tell me.
too. Well, why are you not listening to the fucking intelligent people? I want to
Well, I
know.
have because
Right fucking now. No, you haven't. I feel like I'm admonishing a child. Bitch, you better put your hands out here right now. You're getting the ruler. You're fucking getting the ruler. Lisa. Look, Lisa, you know that it's not true, okay? And
I know that it's not true.
Okay, you know it's not true, and other people on the YouTube streets know for a fact you were nowhere around there, okay? Now, if that's the way you feel, that's the way you feel. Okay? Sometimes you do gotta walk away from that environment.
Yes, you do, and I had to learn that.
But what I do want to tell you is that to me, it's kind of important that you pick your battles. Definitely pick your battles, girl. You know, for real, for real. That's all you can do. And the thing about it is, I know y'all, you and your used to be friends or whatever. They can still be friends. I don't give a shit. But I think you all were having conversations with each other, not only talking about yourselves, but other people too. I mean, that's just the fact of it. Nobody's trying to hide that. And that I think sometimes you have to learn the hard way that not everybody's your friend.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm sorry to say it, but I don't know. My friends are my friends, but um so is that just what you're wanting to say? That is not true. You were nowhere around that area when Candace had the cops called on her for that woman and kids at the motel, right?
Right.
Okay. I mean, other than that,
I had never seen this woman in my life.
okay. Okay.
And I
But
think it was a planned out deal between three people to go off and say something like that.
well, the thing about it is you think. You think that, but and I'm sure, like I said, things that I don't want to know. Okay. So that is, if all that happened, that is very sad that you were caught up in that. I mean, you were the one who lived closest to where they were at. So I would think at that time you were probably a hot commodity to you know, go hook up with Candace and Dawn for sure.
Right.
But yeah, I mean sometimes people giving you advice is probably advice you need to remember and think about. Um, but that I think what got a lot of people, what I think Fly said, I think the majority of the community knew you wasn't at the hotel. People gonna believe what they want and nobody can change that. Absolutely. That is saying it
That's
perfecto.
true.
Nobody's gonna change these people's mind about what they're saying, Lisa. And it doesn't matter how many times you come out and say I wasn't there, or whatever. Now, I wasn't gonna really talk a whole lot about this. I think this is something personal or whatever about okay, who is the Chris guy that they're saying that you could have been with to take these women and children? Who's the Chris guy?
Chris wasn't even around me. Chris was talking to me on the phone, and nothing was even mentioned about that. Chris didn't even know the Wells. He
Okay.
knew nothing about the Wells.
Okay. Well, I don't I didn't follow that stuff too much. I just know the name came out, the picture came out. I thought they had showed. Did they show a mugshot of this guy?
Yeah.
Okay, and he had been arrested.
I don't know if he was arrested for it, but I do know that it started when he was like 18 years old.
It
17,
started.
18 years. He was in high school.
It started. He had what wrong with him?
A what?
What was wrong with him?
Chris has mental issues really bad, and I think that when the girl had went and talked to the teacher, they had turned it in, and Chris got in trouble for it.
But you don't know for a fact what happened.
Right, I don't know for a fact what happened.
Okay, so is he registered or not?
Yes, he is a registered RSO.
But he's your friend.
He was my friend. I haven't talked to him in a long time.
Okay, so years ago you knew
This
this guy.
idiot tried to get me to marry. This guy tried to get me to marry him. Okay, and I refused.
Oh yeah, I heard that because of course they came out and said that when they showed his picture everywhere. That he had asked you to marry him. I can't hear a word you're saying.
Hang on, let me turn the volume up on this thing. I refused to marry him.
So was that kind of was that a serious I want to marry you, or was that just somebody they're not right in their mind?
I think it was not right in his mind.
Is he still in jail? Where is this guy?
I have no idea where he's at right now. I have not contacted him. He has not contacted me.
So I don't understand you handing out his picture. I don't understand that.
Well, that was a mistake that I made.
So
Okay.
wait a minute. So basically that was you giving out his picture to say, I knew this guy back then and he's in prison or whatever, and he's an RSO and he asked me to marry him years ago. Was that like the way the conversation went?
No, that was not the way the conversation went.
Well, I'm sorry if I said the conversation wrong, but in my opinion, when I realized she had nothing to do with that day or the baby being gone, I left it alone. There was no sense in me looking. Figured folks was talking to play, get back. Yes, thank you, Mama Bear, because that's exactly what's been going on here. It just seems to me like every time something happens, y'all want to bicker and fight with each other and call each other out for shit from 2 years ago. And I think that you gotta remember, are things being said because they're true, or are things being said because somebody knows that they can hurt your feelings by saying it?
Probably because somebody knows that they can hurt my feelings by saying it. And it's stupid. Okay?
Okay, well then you gotta just learn how to move on from it. Because I mean,
yeah,
Lord have mercy.
even if it's kept being brought up and up and up. I mean, come on. Show me the proof. Show me the police reports. Show me where these people were supposedly supposed to have disappeared.
That was bullshit. Let me tell you something. You don't want my fucking opinion on that, because that's fucking bullshit. Number one, Candace was sitting right there. The fucking police came. Okay?
And Beth Ann's the one that called the fucking police.
Well, I don't give a fuck about that.
Hold up. Pam contacted me when she seen Candace up on panel with Daisy. And then wanted me to contact Beth Ann.
Well, that's your own fucking fault.
I didn't tell her to call me. She called me on her own.
But at least sometimes, I don't know. I don't know what to even fucking say anymore.
It was a bunch of bullshit. It was crazy.
Okay, but basically you're saying that you knew Candace many years ago. You knew her way before she even got with Dawn. But when she got with Dawn, you were already out of the shed, wasn't living there anymore. So basically, you don't know what the fuck was going on with Dawn, Candace, Pam, homeless people living in the fucking yard. You said you were only there a month, right? So, you really don't know what the fuck was going on at that house, right?
Exactly.
Okay, all right. Well, like I said, Lisa, one thing you got to watch out for is contradictions, because people will go back and find your contradictions on that. So one thing you got to be careful of, stories change. stories change. And, you know, I'm not going to say nobody's not going to do it, because somebody will go find a contradiction to it. But one thing you got to remember, anytime you're on a three-way fucking call, you're only one person. So if the other two people, whether it's true or not, go against what you're saying or say that you said something you didn't, guess what? That's 2 against 1, right? That's
Right?
2 against 1. I don't personally like three-way conversations. I've had a few of them. I'm not crazy about them. I don't fucking like them. But, you know, and then y'all, you know, so many people fucking hate bond with each other too. Oh, I hate remain calm. Oh, let me give you 20 hours of me talking shit about her. You know, that's the way these people are. That's the way these people do. So,
Right.
you know, none of the shit surprises me any. But yeah, I just think I don't know. I don't know. Let me tell you something. I can see with all this shit going on why Candace ran for the fucking hills. I can tell you that. It's hard to keep up with you guys as shit. And, you know, I couldn't imagine Candace being stuck in the middle of this shit at all. And she was sitting at the bottom of these steps and she was on a live stream and motherfuckers called the cops on her. I'm not even a Candace fan. Jeez.
Yep.
But y'all were playing, you were all playing games. Sassy Pants, you gotta admit it. Y'all were playing this little weird game between all of y'all. And you know, I don't know, girl. I don't know. But I have continuously said, I don't care about none of them people. I do not care about none of them. I don't watch certain creators, don't talk about certain people. I have no desire to do that. But I kind of, you know, if you just want the story about the woman and the kids to stop, then you're just gonna have to walk away from that, and you know.
I
But
did until it was brought to my attention the other night.
well, it was brought up again. I mean, it something. Dawn, Candace, you know.
I don't even know what all was said and really don't care, but
Well, the thing about it is, if you were not at that hotel, anywhere around the Wells that night, then you don't have any responsibility.
exactly.
You know, you don't have any responsibility. And yes, that's my opinion too. The cops shouldn't have been called that night at all. At all. There was no need to call the cops. Yeah. But hey, I'm not them and I don't give a fuck what they do. If it made her feel better, then it made her feel better. So, but no, I mean, like I said, I don't watch them people. I don't follow them around. I don't see what they're saying. I don't go in and start arguments with people or anything. I have no desire to do that. That's all a bunch of taking my time fuck shit that I ain't got time to do. So, yeah, there was no reason for law enforcement that night. Absolutely no reason. So, we said answer all your questions with "you're right," leave it at that, and say you know best. Yeah, time and resources were wasted. Absolutely, they were. But like I said, Lisa, if you're going places where people are not mentioning the shit to you, and you're welcome in the chat to join in on their conversation with whatever they're talking about, those are probably the places that you need to, you know, start taking the time to invest in. I mean, that's my opinion. Because it doesn't matter what you say. Like I said, you know, as in, and because I seen it happen as you went around to different panels different things were being said. And what happened was you were letting those things get said, and you really wasn't getting all that mad then because you were still going up on that panel and in that person's chat. So all that did that I seen was tell people that whatever that creator was saying was true, because you would go back up there on that panel and you would go back in there in that chat and they would be talking about it and stuff. And, you know, you just never said anything about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but we wasn't even talking about that at that point. We were talking about Summer's case.
No, ma'am. You went up there on that. What,
Oh,
Lisa?
yeah, me and Beth Ann both got booted off the panel one night.
It doesn't fucking matter. Let me say this: if I'm on somebody's fucking panel and they start accusing me of taking a woman and some fucking kids, when they block me, they're gonna hear me saying, "Fucking bitch, you're a liar." They're not gonna see me fucking leave that channel and then come back later and get up on their panel like there ain't a fucking thing wrong. Excuse me, I would not fucking do that. And that's where people start coming after you, Lisa, because you went up on these panels. Every place you went, there was something added to the story, something added to the story, and nobody can make any fucking sense of it.
Right.
Yep, brought more confusion to the situation. Absolutely. All right, Lisa Pisa. Anybody got any questions for Lisa? Last call for the alcohol. I think you pretty much answered all my questions. I don't know. Is there anything else, Lisa?
No.
So you basically just wanted to come up here and say, quit fucking talking about me? Well, let me tell you, if you come up here and ask to be left alone, and then you go right back over into some of them channels and start fucking around and they come after you, I won't let you come back up here and explain anything else.
Gotcha.
All right. God, I feel like I've been yelling tonight. Where'd Lisa K's got something to say go? Huh? What happened to Lisa? Lisa! All right. Well, I hope you feel better. I don't know if I learned anything. I think I'm just as fucking confused as when I started. Plus, I've been coughing. Oh, I need my inhaler. Woo. No, this, just to let you guys know so nobody gets real excited, think they're going to go run around the YouTube street. Oh my God, Remain Comp said this about this person. Remain Comp said that about that person. I have not talked about fucking anybody tonight. I don't give a shit about y'all. Okay? So don't think you're going to come over here fucking with me because I was asking Lisa Jeton some questions. All right. Just to let y'all know that, because I don't give a shit. It was all fuck shit that people, oh, it's got to do with the Summer Wells case. No, it doesn't. None of that shit had anything to do with Summer Wells.
Nope.
That was a bunch of fucking women who are fucking bored and they need to find a hobby. That's all I can say about that. Fucking get a hobby.
Hey, I do have a hobby. I got this little cat picture.
You got a cup picture?
A cat picture. You know those little pictures that you put diamonds on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one of those.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, you're fucking richer than me. I thought those things were expensive.
Well, I got it for my birthday.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday. I forgot.
Yep. I'll be
Yeah, you just had your
47
birthday.
this month.
Wow. You've had a hard life, Lisa, I will say.
Yes, I
I will
have.
say you've had a hard life. So we won't get into the other shit. Yeah, Fly's, I know Fly should start a channel doing her knitting and crocheting and stuff. She is freaking awesome at that stuff.
So is my mom. She loves to crochet. And those cross stitches, she loves to do those too.
You know, April C, I probably would have let you stay over here, but I remember the time you tried to tell me I was trying to steal your shit. Girl, you need to go figure yourself out before you come back over here. That's all I got to say to you. Fucking people. People do shit and then they're like, oh, hey, how are you? Like, go the fuck away. I don't piss with people like that at all. So, okay, Lisa says, no way, shape, or form was she at the hotel, what the fuck ever that night. And so anything that has to do with a woman and children, she is not guilty, she says.
I'm
So
not.
that's what made you, that is what's bothered you more than anything else they've said, right?
Yeah, because it's a lie, and I know it's a fucking lie, so why put shit out there like that?
I don't know.
Especially if you're going to cover a missing child's case that you've been covering for a while.
But Lisa, no. Let me tell you, you
I
were right.
understand.
Lisa, I got my ruler out.
Uh-oh.
Lisa, okay, I know that you're not happy about the woman and children thing, but you have to admit that you loved all that talking that everybody was doing. You were right in there. You kind of enjoyed that. Don't act like you didn't. And so I think that's why that's why it's hard for people to really take things seriously. This is the thing. Does what happened let's see, we're into 2024. So
2025.
2025, I'm sorry. So we're talking about what, 20 fucking years ago? More than 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm sorry, what happened 20 years ago? I don't know. Some people may think that that does have something to do with what happened with Summer. I think it'd be a little different if the conversation was that Don Wells had been arrested for something like that. I mean, even when he piddled with his sisters, he wasn't arrested for that. They were very young. But I think the story would be different if I think what people are trying to say was what they're trying to say. If you were there, then you would have had to have seen some kind of red flags. Is basically, but now you're saying you didn't know none of the fuckers, that you had only been in the garage for a month with Greg and Francis, who Greg turned out to be the boogeyman. You were only there for a month. All three kids were taken away because of the fact that you guys were homeless. Okay. I mean, I don't know what else to ask you about that because, like I said, the no correspondence order was kind of weird on basically they didn't want you guys coming to court for each other.
Right.
Blythe, I'll buy you some glasses.
We can testify against each other in court.
You couldn't testify against each other for court.
In court, right.
But they took all the kids because you were homeless.
They took my kid because I was homeless.
And he went into state custody, or did he go to his dad?
No, he went into state custody.
Okay. Because you've been homeless most of your life, ain't you, Lisa?
On and off since I was like 18.
Well, I'm proud of you. You're in an apartment now.
I sure
Um,
am. And I'm perfectly happy in an apartment.
well, get on your channel. Start using your time to talk about, different cases and different stuff like that. And, I don't get a lot of people in my chat, and I don't feel like I have, compared to some of the other YouTubers, my sub count is pretty small here. But I'm happy, and I'm very satisfied with my people. And, even though, okay, all right. Even though you may, whatever you're talking about, Lisa, let me tell you something. I got on here one time to do a members only live. I had 2 members in my chat. That was it. And I was like, where the fuck are all my members? But I had to learn that that was okay, because it kind of hurt my feelings at first. And I was like, no, don't let it hurt your feelings. And you don't know how many times I've wanted to just give up on what I'm doing. There's people who, I may have 20 people watch something I do, and at other times a little higher. Um, and but if you just stick with it, you'll find your niche, and somebody pop in. And you know, I know I gotta get a job myself. They're just making it impossible to freaking live anymore, for sure. Lisa left with her receipts. Oh, Lisa K. Lisa left with her receipts. Yeah,
But too much.
well,
I need to know that one live that she did every
I,
season.
I had to laugh a little bit because it's like, girl, you really want to argue with Flies. Hey, if Fly says, hey, I worded that wrong, that meant she worded it wrong. So I am not coming in between Flies and Lisa K has something to say. Cause no, I don't want to go there. I'm scared. I'm scared. I ain't going there. But no, Lisa K has something to say. Girl, we have seen you say things and you've never showed receipts on it. Okay, so don't even go there with nobody. Everybody, doesn't freak it. Everybody ain't perfect all the time. Like you, Lisa K, has something to say. We know you're perfect. You and that little curly hair of yours. I like Lisa K. I dog on her, but she probably hates me right now. I don't care. Okay. All right, girl. Well, anything else before I get off here?
Now, why are you ending the live in such of a short time?
What?
I said, why are you ending the live in such of a short time?
I've been on here an hour and a half.
Hour and a half?
Yeah, I got to talk about something else. Nobody else is
What do you
coming.
think about these wildfires in Los Angeles?
That's what I was talking about.
Oh,
That's what I was
man.
trying to show. That's what I was showing. All right, girl. Hop down in chat. Behave yourself. Stay safe. And that's your truth. And just stick to it. And you just do you, girl. Like I said.
Right.
All right. Goodbye, Lisa Jatan.
All right. Bye.
Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Okay. So this is a picture that I got on my Facebook. That is the fire. That's the smoke from the fire. I was going to show. This is the Los Angeles Eaton fire. Let me see if I can get it restarted. Restart for me, please. All right, hold on. There's a commercial. How come I get all the freaking commercials? What is up with that? Ugh. Can't never show nothing without commercials. The California wildfires are absolutely going crazy, you all. Our Debbie Ho lives right in the middle of all this crap. Debbie Ho. So, dang, little Deb. I'm praying for you, girl. Yes, you do admit it. She was coming for you, girl. Lisa K had something to say. Yeah, I think Debbie's safe. I don't know. Let's go look. Hold on. Hold on. We're going to check on Debbie. Hold on. This is going to be funny. Okay, wait. Wait. We got to check on Debbie. Hang on. Let me see. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. Debbie, are you all right? Wait a minute and I'll tell you guys. Let me see. Where you at, Deb? Where you at, girl? Some enchanted night. I'll tell you, hang on. At Debbie. There she is. Everybody wave at Debbie in Daisy's chat. Hold on, I'm gonna wave to her. Watch. Hey, Deb. Hey, girl. I'm waving at her. You peed a little. You're so scared you peed a little. That is so funny. Oh, what happened? Wait back to me, Debbie. Let me know you're okay. Crazy lady. I think she's over at Daisy's. She was, I hope. There she is. She said, hey, look, I'm going to show you. Don't you copyright strike me, Daisy do. There she is. Our Debbie's okay. See? I told you she was okay. Y'all didn't believe me, did you? Believe me now, don't you? See, I don't even get mad. I don't care if Debbie's over at Daisy's. She told me she was going to Daisy's. That's because we're friends. That's what friends do. Yeah, she's over at Daisy's. It's okay. Daisy's talking about... You guys remember when I was talking about that Allie Carter yesterday? Well, Daisy started talking about her. So I guess that they're just going to burn all of Hollywood down. They're just going to wipe out that whole section of California, you know, and just get rid of all the PDFs. Okay, a lot of PDFs, get rid of them. So, you know how it is. Got the fly swatter. Who needs a fly swatter? I got my ruler. Yes, you can come out of the bushes now, Katie Ann. Anybody who was scared to come out can come out of the bushes now. It wasn't that intense. I don't think it was that intense. I don't know if a lot of it made sense, but y'all can figure that out on your own. Many places. I mean, Lisa, you've been freaking everywhere. I don't know what to say. You know, my cat senses are not working very well lately. I'm telling you. I haven't seen Matthew. Rare, Matthew, even if you're not here. All right, you guys know I don't like messing with fuck shit. A lot of that stuff in the Summer Wells case, it's just a lot of messed up crap. A lot of people, you know, I don't find anything wrong with keeping Summer Wells's name out there. Do not get me wrong. But for individuals who come out and talk about things they have no receipts on, where has any of this gotten Summer home? Where has any of this gotten Summer home? None of us got in summer home at all. So I don't think you're going to be bothered in chat, Sassy Pants, unless you go back to those chats. If you go back to those chats and people say things to you, that's on you. That's on you. I don't even go into chats where I think people don't like me. I'm not gonna. Why do I want to go into a chat for somebody to tell me off? I'm like, unless it's Lips. I mean, Lips, she calls me names all the time, but that's a little different. You know, when you go in people you don't know saying horrible things about you when they don't know you, and yeah, it hurt your pride a little bit. But, like I said, don't be mad at me, Lisa. Do not be mad at me if somebody takes anything that you've said up here this morning, okay? Or this afternoon, this evening, because I'm sure people are going to go look at other channels and they're going to look to see if maybe you've contradicted yourself in any way. But so that's just a little fair warning there. But no, like I said, this hasn't been a bash anybody session. You know, I've never associated with the individuals that Lisa's associated with. Not that she doesn't go places that, you know, I like the creators, but, you know, I just hadn't associated with their chat and, you know, things like that. So, yeah, Flies, I kind of would recommend that you might want to stay away from Lisa K. Has something to say for a couple days. Let her cool off a little bit, okay? She really got her hair curled on that one. She was like, "Where's the receipts?" I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And what was funny is because I had just said, "No, Flies. It was this way." Lord have mercy. You kind of liked it. Lisa, Flies liked it a little bit. She liked it. She liked to be slapped around a little bit. She likes that every once in a while. Yeah, I don't mess with her either. I don't. But damn, girl, Lisa, I ain't never come over to your chat cause trouble with your damn people. Why you gotta do it in mine? She come up here like she owned my channel. Where's the receipts? Oh, Lisa K, I will make fun of you for days for that, girl. You are so funny. I get you, though. I get you. That's right. I know how to power off, too, which I am getting ready to do. So thank you, Lisa Chaton, Sassy Pants, for coming up and answering some questions. I don't know how confusing it was because my mind is kind of like butter right now. Okay. So, you know, I think the main thing Lisa wanted to put out that she was not at the motel the night the women and children went missing. Okay. And so no, she did not go in the motel room where Don was laying naked and see his wanker. Okay. I'm sorry to let you guys know that. But let me tell you, I think if she would have seen his butt, she would have told everybody. You know how Lisa is. You know how Lisa is. If she would have seen that ass, it would have been all over. Oh my God. Oh Lord. The creators that would have talked about that. Holy guacamole. All right. I adore you guys. Thank you so much. I will catch you later. And where did they get all the energy? I don't know, but them bitches can fight with each other. They can. Oh, Flies. I bet I can. I bet. Wait a minute. Let me get my psychic powers working here. I bet there's a little tushy and a waker that you wouldn't put pukey signs in the chat for. I thought Kentucky had blue moon, not a. We got blue moon here. Why are you saying that? Kentucky had a blue moon, not Arkansas. What's a blue moon? It's a beer, right? Isn't it a beer? You guys know I'm behind on the times. I don't know freaking anything. All right, I gotta go before this conversation goes way left. She's here. Mama Bear's always listening. Thanks, Mama Bear. You can ask Lisa if you need anything. Ask Lisa Jeton. I used to call her Lisa Jeton. And she was like, that is not my name. It's not Jeton. So I started calling her Lisa Jeton. You know, she's got to have that little Jeton to it. It's a song. Oh, Blue Moon of Kentucky. Yeah. Well, what the fuck's that got to do with Arkansas? It's beer too. We have Blue Moon beer here. We do. We got Blue Moon beer here. We sure do. All right. Well, I adore you all. I really do. Thank you guys so much. Thanks, Wee, for coming in. I know it's pretty early for you. Thank you guys. Thanks, Flies and Debbie. Debbie Ho, we still love you, even though you're over there at Daisy Dukes. Okay. Thank you, little Deb. Autocorrect got you. Yeah, autocorrect's got me too. It's got me saying, later, peace out, you guys. Adore you. I'm going to bed. Damn, it's 9:45. Ain't no job. All right, I'm sure everybody's going to be talking about Lisa. You enjoy it. Enjoy that beam of light coming your way, Lisa. All right, good night, everybody. Have a good night. Don't show anybody any hate. That's not what we do over here, okay? And, you know, it's y'all just need to, I don't know what y'all need to do. I don't know. So, peace out, everybody.